This is a place.
This is the place?
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place.
Welcome to this week's episode of This is a Place podcast. My name is Nate.
And my name is Brandon.
And happy National Hat Day.
Hey.
I'm a hat guy. Are you a hat guy?
I am a hat guy.
I
We're
got
both wearing hats
so
right
many
now.
hats. Yes, I always wear a hat. That's why I liked it when my hair was long. Because I could take a hat off and you couldn't tell that I was wearing a hat. Or I like a shaved head for the same reason. But when you're in between, like now, take my hat off, you can totally tell. I've been wearing a hat. But I have too many hats.
I have a couple hats. I tend to wear the same ones, though. I have some that make very limited appearances. And some that I'm like, 100%. This is just a hat.
Correct. I got like 2 pickleball hats, maybe 3. Because I have been wearing my Let's Go Brandon hat to pickleball a lot lately. Dude, I got a Let's Go Brandon hoodie.
You're all in on the...
I don't know if it'll fit me. I might make you wear it.
You're all in on the Brandon fandom, huh?
Well, it's just because of you.
Just because of me.
I figured nobody really knows what it means anymore. But it's just, I know Brandon.
It's nothing weird. Just a fetish.
It's just a weird fetish I have.
What is
gym socks. Can I have you use gym socks? Is that what
nothing
it is?
Weird. Just a fetish I have.
Nothing weird. Just a weird fetish I have. Just a fetish I have. And we get married for real. I love that clip. Somebody asked me the other day if I watch Parks and Rec, and I think I started the first season multiple times, and I just haven't gotten through it. There's like, you have to get through the first season. But I've watched that clip.
Just watched
I've watched that clip at least a dozen times. That's how I watch all my shows now, right? It's just on Facebook and Instagram. You just watch all the shows.
Yeah,
so you
who watches actual shows when you have reels?
And I mean, at least once a month, you got to quote the "Don't be suspicious," right?
Right, you got to.
And that's the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog too.
Oh,
well, 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Is he Sonic?
Yeah. But yeah, I do enjoy my hats. I always have, always will. But there was another day I was debating on, and it's also Wikipedia Day. And how would we survive this podcast if we did not have Wikipedia? Because everything on Wikipedia is 100% accurate.
That's fair. Yeah, we heavily use Wikipedia on the podcast. That's a fair assessment.
Whether or not the information is good,
we don't verify it. But Wikipedia, it's not what it used to be. It really did used to be the Wild West of resources. You really can put anything, but you need to cite why you're putting it in. You can't just make edits like you used to back when, when you were a kid. It's just not the same.
It's not the same.
But that's probably good. So you can actually, I don't know if you could quote it in a paper if you're writing a paper for school, but it does have references to where the information actually came from. You could use that. But yeah,
most of the time you're like, oh, it makes sense. I'm going to go with it.
Yeah. It's like AI. It's like, that's probably right. AI probably gets its information from Wikipedia. What if that's the hoax?
It's got to be one of the sources.
You look at the sources for AI where it's getting all its information. Maybe you should ask it, AI, ChatGPT, where do you get your information from? And it will say, exclusively Wikipedia.
Probably. But AI can mess up as well.
Yes.
But that's another story. But there's one more day. There's 3 holidays. There was 3 of them. I was like, couldn't decide.
January 15th going strong.
It's National Bagel Day. The fake donut.
You a bagel fan?
I'm not really.
Same.
Have I told on the podcast my bagel dumpster diving story? I feel like I
No.
have.
Maybe you
Huh?
have. Maybe.
Well, odds are you're a brand new listener, anyways. And if I told the story, Matt will remind us that I've told it before. But you usually are pretty good about knowing, hey, you've told the story.
When you start saying
My
it, I'll
little brother,
probably remember.
worked for, and I should just say the name. I'm just going to say it, Sugar House Awning, with a lot of kids in my neighborhood. I never worked there. And it was kind of tradition that on your birthday, you bring donuts. So they don't bring them to you. You bring donuts on your birthday to share with everybody.
Okay.
My little brother goes, I'm not buying donuts for those fellas at the shop. So we went down to Einstein Bagels in Midvale and looked in their dumpster. All they had was a bag full of pastries, an Einstein bag, and it was a pretty big, large bag. But they had like 4 or 5 pastries in there. We're like, oh, bummer. And he's like, oh, there's Einstein Bagels over off Highland Drive in Fiesta Village. So we drove around there. We drove around the back, and nobody wanted to get out of the car for some reason. They were all scared. I'm like, I'll do it. So I get out and I look over the dumpster, like climb up and I look over, and I just start busting my gut laughing. And they're like, oh, what's so funny? There was probably at least 4 garbage sacks, like large garbage sacks full of bagels. So we grabbed them all, threw them in the back of my Geo Prism in the trunk, and he went over to the grocery store, Macy's, I think is where we went, and he bought like 2 tubs of cream cheese. So it cost him maybe $4. And then he used the Einstein bag that we got the pastries and took the pastries out and just filled it with a bunch of bagels. And then took it to work the next day. And they all thought he was the king of the castle because, like, dude, like bagels are expensive.
King
So,
of the
like, dude,
castle.
Kurt,
King of the castle.
king of the castle. It's like, dude, you brought bagels? And my little brother's like, it's because I love you guys. Like he totally, nobody knew they were
Enjoy your
eating bagels from a
trash.
dumpster. But that kind of started our love for dumpster diving.
You're
And I think I've told
sorry.
you the story.
Excuse me. It started your love of dumpster diving.
Oh yeah, dude. That next year or two, we were hitting up. Speaking of Sugar House Awning, they bought the building, but in front of them was a Hostess factory, like the outlet store, and they would just fill their dumpsters with stuff that's expiring the next day or just expired. But can Twinkies and cupcakes really expire? And they just throw away the boxes.
Right.
So even if the box was touching the dumpster, you just opened up the box, and then dumped the rest in your trunk. And you got the wrapped Twinkies and ding dongs and whatever. But we had so many. We ate so many Hostess. We didn't really do the bagel stuff, but man, we had those bagels for weeks. And yeah, there was even a point, I think I've told the story on the podcast too, where my aunt even called up once because we were having like a family barbecue for like 4th of July. And she goes, hey, to my mom, can your boys go hit the dumpsters and find
Oh my gosh.
like, we got you.
Moral of the
Yeah.
story: if Nate offers you some sort of pastry, be wary. Tread lightly.
Where it came from. Yeah.
What
What
was the last time you dumpster dived?
Oh
How many
man,
years has it been?
I don't think I've done it in my married career.
Okay.
So yeah, it was post mission basically, so early 2000s. And I told you the story too, how I got pulled over after dumpster diving.
I don't.
Oh my goodness, I'm pretty sure I told the story. Somebody's
You
gonna
might
say,
have. Some of this stuff is not ringing a bell to me.
okay, one story. So we're at a friend's house, and man, he had a big house. His parents had a big house. Anyways, he's like, oh, I could really go for some. I think he even said Hostess and chocolate milk. And me and my good friend at the time look at each other like, oh, dude, we're not paying for Hostess. Come with us. So we climbed into my, again, Geo Prism, and we went down to a Hostess factory nearby, and we hit the jackpot that day. Like, the dumpster was just full. So we filled up my trunk with all types of Hostess treats. And then the kid, our friend, was in my back seat all by himself, and he was just piled up with Hostess treats. And we went to Macy's and bought a gallon of chocolate milk. So that was the only thing we bought. And back then it was probably like $2 for a gallon of milk, chocolate milk.
Right.
But we're heading to my house to divvy up the loot
Winnings.
and the winnings.
Or the losings.
And a cop, and there was cops everywhere in front of my mom's house, well, where I live too, so my house. And about 2 doors before I get to my house, the cops like wave me over, and they're like, and I'm like, oh great, like how do I explain, like, if they make me open my trunk for some reason, a trunk full of like, who has 60 boxes of Twinkies and ding dongs and whatever. But anyways, he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, oh, that's my house. He's like, which one? I'm like, oh, the one with the, like, my mom was outside watching with my siblings, and like, that's my mom, that's my little sister, that's my little brother. And then somebody yelled out, that's not the car. I'm like, okay, whatever that means. But it turns out like somebody drove by and drive-by shooting a few minutes earlier.
Oh my gosh.
And somebody yelled saying that's the car. I'm like, oh, if you do a drive-by shooting, you don't drive back when the cops are there, right? But
yeah.
So we
that doesn't make
we
sense.
sat outside. We got some lawn chairs, and we got our Hostess and Twinkies, and we ate our Twinkies, drank our chocolate milk, and watched the whole shenanigans go down. Like, it was like 2 doors down across the street. Kind of watched the cops do their thing.
Someone get hurt?
And no, nobody got hurt. I think the person who, one of the kid got out of the car, is my understanding, and did the shooting, and then his friends panicked and drove off and left the guy. So they were doing like a man search for this guy. So we were just watching. It was entertainment. It was, back then the show Cops was on TV, and this was a live version of Cops.
We couldn't watch TV shows on our phones.
Nobody had 3 televisions. So nothing happened. And then later, like, I went back inside, and friends went home, took them home, and came back, and I'm getting ready for bed. And I think I was like in my bed, sleeping attire. And I'm like, crap, I left my phone in my car. So I go outside to get my phone really quick with those shoes on. And I grab my phone. As soon as I do, I hear the cops yell, he's under the RV. He's under the RV. So the guy the whole time was literally the house in front of us, probably 20 yards away, hiding underneath the family's RV that was parked in the driveway. So he probably heard us making all these stupid comments about the situation. But yeah, it scared the crap out of me. So I just ran inside the house.
Did you ever get the pastries, the Hostess, the Twinkies?
What do you mean?
I mean, did you remember that they were in your trunk?
No, we divvied up our winnings,
okay.
And we ate. Like I said, we sat in our lawn chairs and ate our Twinkies and some ding dongs, what have you, and drank our chocolate milk and watched the whole police thing chase go down. But like I said, nothing happened until an hour later when I had to go get my phone.
That's crazy.
But yeah, that was fun. So yeah, we got lots of stories like that. Like one time I was dumpster diving, and it was like tucked away in the back corner of the building. And so there's really only one way to get in with your car. And all of a sudden we saw the garbage truck coming like late at night. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I zipped out of there like a mouse and barely missed because I mean, I don't know if the dumpster truck would have saw us and maybe just smashed into us because, he's probably not thinking there's a car parked in front of the dumpster.
Right.
But yeah, it was good, clean fun. We did that. We even dumpster dived like a sporting good place once and got tons of, because the sporting good, that one we got tipped off on. Because the person told us like it's cheaper for them to throw the stuff away and write it off on their taxes than it is to donate it to charity. So it's like basically kind of what Amazon does nowadays, right? They
kind of trash, pallets. Yeah.
So
even I'm not going to advocate for dumpster diving, but just them throwing away the day old stuff when people would still eat it at a discount.
My gosh. It was about a month ago, during the wintertime, we do our $1 Maverick hot chocolates because it's good hot chocolate. My wife and I went in probably around 7 or 8 o'clock one night to a Maverick. And the guy was throwing away like all the hot food that's in like the warmer.
Like the bonfire
just
stuff.
Throwing it in the garbage. And just like, man. So it brought back some memories of dumpster diving, but I'm pretty sure he can't. He probably legally has to take it out to the dumpster.
Right.
But we're just there going, well, that's a good burrito being thrown away. That's like a couple $100 probably worth of food just being thrown in the trash.
You didn't go back, did you?
No, no. Like I said, I haven't. Now it's making me want to. I see videos
It's
all the
making you
time.
want to. But you have
Makes
this
me want to.
untainted record since you've been married that you haven't dumpster dived. You really want to go back to those old ways.
I think that part of the reason it stopped is because there's not really any outlet stores anymore, like hostess stores anymore.
Right.
Franz Bakery was like the closest thing, but there's one in Provo. There's no way. And I wonder that every time I drive up, when I go to Provo, I'll stop in the Franz Bakery and get some deals there. But I always look at the dumpster and just wonder how many college students hit that thing up, because they got to throw away a lot of stuff too. Because I've been to the Franz Bakery when it was in Murray, and the lady just started handing me all this stuff. She's like, I got to throw it in the dumpster anyways. Here, just take it. It's like, okay. So, but yeah, I see videos. I see the reels on the internet of guys who kind of do it almost professionally.
Oh my gosh.
They'll hit up like GameStops and all these other places. Sometimes they have permission, sometimes they don't. But I mean, the videos you see are obviously their hits, right? The ones that they find good stuff. But I've seen them find stuff like at a Guitar Center where they find some probably returned musical items, and GameStops where they find a bunch of video games, and Targets where they find a bunch of like baseball cards and Pokemon cards. But like I said, it's not something I've done for a long time. But maybe we should have an episode where we go dumpster diving.
I'm good.
You're good? Don't want,
I'm good.
Ain't gonna do it?
Ain't gonna do it.
You know what would be a fun place to dumpster dive? The world's largest Costco.
Ooh. I like it.
And what kind of stuff do they throw away?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'd have to go to find out. Maybe.
Well, you're in luck.
There's somebody that's went and dumpster dived at the world's largest Costco.
No, I'm just saying. You're saying maybe we should go. I said, well, you're in luck. That's what we're talking about today.
Oh yeah, that is what we're talking about today, because we're in luck in that we do have the world's largest Costco in our backyard, not too far down the street from us.
For the time being. Because people are probably wondering, why are they talking about Costco? Costco has nothing to do with Utah, except that they probably have the busiest Costco's in the world. Are probably here
Oh
in Utah.
yeah. Oh yeah. I bet they do very well in Utah. I mean, they do very well anyway, but in Utah especially, oh yeah. They're having success here. Let's be real. I was gonna lie and say that I went to this big Costco with you. I did not, but I did watch a video of it, so I feel like I've gone. And I've been to so many Costco's. I know what's going on there.
Yes, I've been there before, a handful of times over my lifespan since
Where
it's
is
been
it?
open. It's on, what is it, 21st South and I-15.
Yeah.
You can't miss it from the
You can't
freeway.
miss it.
It's near Chuck E. Cheese, so if you visit Chuck E. Cheese often, you will see it. And the crazy
the
thing too
adult
is
Chuck
there's
E.
a
Cheese, basically.
100%. Did you know, isn't Costco technically one of the largest pizza, if not the largest pizza chain in the world?
Really?
If you think about it, every Costco is a pizza chain.
They have great food. Great pizza.
They do. I do like their pizza. And I've seen people do the clips of which is better, like Sam's Club hot dog or pizza and Costco, and battle each other. I personally I haven't had a Costco membership for a long time. And the reason
Wait, hold
why
on.
is it's not super.
You don't have a Costco membership. How did you get in?
Oh, this is a good story.
It
Not
involves a
really.
dumpster.
Okay, they have definitely cut down on their um,
Security.
security, I guess you could say, or their
Security.
membership checks, because they don't want people kind of like Netflix. They don't want you sharing an account. They don't want you hacking or sharing an account. So they now have people standing at the door that have these little um, is it infrared scanners or whatever you want to call it. So they scan your barcode for your membership when you come in to make sure that it is you. But even though I bet you, just like Lagoon, they pretend like they're looking, but they don't look. And it's not hard. So what I did, I broke in. I broke into Costco. I drove over. I was in the neighborhood one night, and I'm like, oh, I should stop in this Costco and check it out. And I just saw a family walking in. I said, hey, do you mind if I join your family as we walk in for a minute? So then I just want to check out the Costco. I'm not buying anything. And the guy's like, yeah, sure, no problem. But even then, I just like kind of walked in next to them and just walked by. They didn't question me. It's like the theory in life. If you act like you know what you're doing, people don't ask questions. When you look,
Yeah.
don't be suspicious.
Right.
Then you're usually fine. So I got in. I snuck in to Costco, and it really is just it's ginormous.
They're enormous.
Like but the FSL would say it's huge. Costco in general is big, but this Costco is it just keeps going. Like if you are a person who goes to a mall to walk, Costco would be a great place to go because at least you get snacks and drinks along the way, like a marathon, right?
Maybe that's a bad thing if you're walking for health purposes. Defeats the purpose if you get the snacks along the
You
way.
need your strength though, Brandon. You
You
need
do
your
need your
strength.
strength. You do need your strength.
So it's big. Their freezers are like a store within itself.
You put on a
One thing
coat
I
to go in
didn't
the
really
freezers.
apparently at least the videos we saw, they had coats that you can put on because it like seriously, it is so big and you'd get cold really quick. But I didn't pay attention to that when I was there and noticed that. I wish I would have watched the video before, and then I could have
Been
maybe
prepared.
borrowed one of the jackets. But I wonder if maybe that went away because of COVID. But
Oh
who
yeah.
knows?
Yeah, that video was pre-COVID probably, so
But I wasn't paying attention or even know. So maybe they still have that. Maybe they don't. Maybe somebody who's been there recently can verify that information for us. But it's big. It just keeps going. It's. Did I tell you that it's big?
you mentioned it.
Yeah. So for the time being, this is the largest Costco in the world.
For now, it's not
Not
probably
in
going to change
Utah,
soon.
not in the United States, in the world until Fresno opens up.
Those guys just always have to outdo us. Those Fresno.
Maybe you know why? So they're trying to. That's part of the reason a lot of the California people were moving to Utah was because we had the largest Costco. This is how they're trying to draw them back
Oh,
to California.
that it'll probably do it, honestly. So maybe
Yeah,
we should be happy.
it's worth it. It's worth it paying higher pricing in housing and cost of living just to be near the
The
largest Costco in
biggest.
the world.
Well, I'm just saying the ceilings are just they're just so high.
Yeah, you could play basketball in there for
It's
sure.
probably as high at a Walmart, but you notice how high the ceilings are more at a Costco.
Yeah,
Is that
I get
accurate?
that.
Just because it's
I get
more,
that.
I don't know, more open, I guess. But yeah. What's the fad?
So the fad right now, I can't remember. Did they have a churro? Is that what they had
They
in
did
their
have a
snack bar?
churro.
Everybody loves a snack bar. They'll always keep the $1.50 hot dog combo because number one, to keep the pricing low, they bought their own hot dog factory, right? But even then, they actually lose money, is my understanding, on the hot dog combo. But it's something that gets you in the door. So
It's a
you're spending
loss
about
leader.
50 on the hot dog. It's a loss leader. Uh, but I believe in their snack bar, they used to have a churro and they just replaced it with this ginormous cookie that's like $2.50. So I guess I lied when I went there. I did buy something. I bought something in their snack bar and I got the giant cookie. Is it worth the trip to Costco alone to get the giant cookie? I would submit that it is not. To me, it just tasted like a McDonald's cookie, chocolate chip cookie, just on a
Interesting.
bigger scale.
Okay.
So you might be able to go to McDonald's and buy more cookies to equal the amount of the big cookie and be at the same
Price
price,
savings.
or even probably better. I'm sure McDonald's will have a deal in their app, right? But I mean, it's fun. I mean, it's fun. Something fun to do is go get the big cookie. And I
Yeah,
love their hot
you
dog
gotta
combo.
give it a
Where can
shot.
you get a meal for $1.50? And you can get a hot dog combo and an ice cream, and it's like a little over $3, right?
I'm really
And that's like
surprised you don't have a
meal,
Costco
drink, and okay. I was thinking I was
because
starting to say
you
Costco. I do not have because it's not super okay. I can see from my front porch basically Sam's Club,
right.
the signage for Sam's Club. And to me, they're fairly similar. I don't see a huge difference. And with my dill hunting that I do at other places, I feel like you can still get a better deal at the grocery store. I think a lot of people go to Costco and buy in bulk thinking that they're saving money. Some products you do, but a lot of products I just feel like you don't necessarily get a deal on. So I usually I've had a Costco membership for years, and I felt like I only went there to go to the stinking snack bar. I hardly ever bought anything there. And a lot of times you could just sneak in before they really started checking and just go to the snack bar and nobody cared. But now that they do care, but even then, we still go to Sam's Club. To believe it or not, Sam's Club's hot dog combo is cheaper than Costco's. It's like $1.38 or something like that.
Yeah, Costco just gets they get more press, They get
Oh,
more.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the same boat as you. If we had a Costco closer, I'd probably go there. Well, I don't know. I do like Costco, but Sam's Club has things that Costco doesn't. They've got
Yeah. And vice
the
versa, I
curbside
think.
pickup. You can do scan as you go. I love scan as
Yeah,
you go.
that's huge.
Saves so much time.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think I talked on the last episode about the movie The Employee of the Month, which is
Yeah.
like a comedy about a fictitious Costco type place. And their joke in the movie is like, oh no, we never let our lines get more than 25 people. I'm like, that's so true at Costco though, right? Like the lines are always so deep. I know they have self checkout now, right? Which I think kind of helps. But I don't know. Do they have Scan and Go? I don't think they
I don't
do.
think they do.
That's
I don't even
huge.
know if they have an
That's huge
app.
at Sam's Club, right?
No, they
I
have
don't
to have
think
an
so
app.
either.
I think they have an app, but they don't have the scan as you go option. And that saves me so much time because I don't have to wait in any line. And now
Oh
they've
yeah.
got these like machine thingies. They won't even check your receipt. They just know that you paid for everything that's in your
hmm
cart or something.
Yeah, it knows like the Amazon technology, right? The
Yeah.
Amazon what do they call it? Employless stores. So I think it's probably that same technology. So you rarely ever see anybody at line at Sam's Club. Every once in a while you'll see somebody go into the self checkout line, but you rather see like a regular cashier
I still see
or at
pretty
least
long
be
lines when I
busy.
go. I don't know. Maybe
At Sam's Club?
it's the times I go, but I
Maybe
still see quite the lines there, which is
at Sam's
all the
Club?
more reason.
Really?
Yeah. All the more reason I'm just so
Oh,
grateful
man,
for scan as you go and I'm just looking at all those schmucks that are going through the lines.
there's so much technology. I just don't understand people nowadays. I mean, nothing to do with Costco, but like Little Caesars, just order on the app. You go to the store, you pick up in the portal, you're out. But you see like a line out the door, right? People to order their pizza, and then they have to, anyways.
I
But
don't do
yeah,
that because of I've got one with a drive-through, which is even better.
there you go. Yeah, right by your house. But yeah, scan and go. Supposed to be talking about Costco, and we're now promoting Sam's Club. That's fine, but
We're here to
I like
talk
my
about
Sam's Club,
we're
and
here to
there's
talk about
nowhere else.
Costco.
Costco and or Sam's Club. Where can you go with a family of five for like less than $20? Be stuffed. with.
If you stick to just eating the food or getting the samples, yes, but you're gonna spend way more money to actually buy
Oh yeah.
groceries there.
Well, that's what's crazy when you go to Costco or Sam's Club. You go to Smith's and your cart's pretty full. Not pretty full, but you get a few bags full of stuff for like $50. You go to Sam's Club, Costco, you have like 2 things in your cart, and it's like $50.
And here's the thing. I'm not if I go to Walmart, I'm like, oh man, I spent $200. It was a bad day. I spent too much money. You go to Sam's Club or Costco for that matter, and I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be $300 to
You're,
$400.
yeah, that's just average to get out of there, right?
Yeah, it's not cheap. But the thing I like most about Costco, well, not the most, but one thing I get at Costco that I can't get at Sam's is they've got these ice cream things. They're and it's more a nostalgia thing for me because I liked them as a kid, but they have like a sorbet in fruit
Mm-hmm.
husks. So like you'll grab like an orange and it's got sorbet in it. It's like an actual orange, or they've got a coconut. It's got coconut flavored sorbet in it. Those things are fun. That's all. That's all I know.
Okay. Well, one more reason I like Sam's Club better ish. Sam's Club does a good job of just advertising, hey, this stuff's on sale. This is a deal.
Mm,
Where Costco kind of hides it. So do you know the Costco code?
no.
So if it ends in a 99, like it's 10.99, that's just full price. That's what they normally charge. If it ends in 97 cents, that's usually a clearance or a manager's discount.
Wow.
If it's a double zero or an 88, that's another manager's markdown on an item that might not be restocked. Um, and then if it has an asterisk in the label, it usually means they're not bringing this product back. So you need to stock up on it.
Mm,
So basically anything that's not in a 99 cent um, amount is some sort of sale, but you have to like be paying attention. I feel like where Sam's Club is like, oh, here's a yellow tag. This is a deal. Come check it out.
yeah, they like put them in the front of the store to show you right as you walk in, and you
That
get
too. Or if you just walk around.
extra
Yeah.
discounts if you use the scan as you go. Did you know that?
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, some
Yeah.
things are cheaper if you do scan as you go compared to just taking it up to the front. So it just goes to show they appreciate people doing scan as you go. They want you to do that. It's not a perk. It saves them time and saves you time.
Well, fun fact, when you leave Walmart and they ask to see your receipt, you legally don't have to show them your receipt. Did you
Really?
know that? Yeah. But if you go to Costco and they ask for your receipt, you have to show them your receipt because
You signed
you
up.
signed a contract in your membership that you would. Interesting information. But if you do go to Walmart and they ask for your receipt, are you really going to make a big deal out of it and say no? You're not going to show it to them. They just, yeah.
So what
There's
happens
people who
if
do
you
that.
disagree or if you don't comply? Can
They
they call it?
can't. They can't. They're not. They're not police. They have to have reasonable suspicion to be. I mean, they'd have to call the cops. They can't detain you. They're not cops.
Right.
So, you just walk out. I mean, there's people who have sued Walmart over this stuff, saying that they're racially profiling them or whatever it may be. So, but yeah. So people think that because of Costco, well, Costco does it, and like, well, Costco can do it because you sign up for that when you get your membership. Where you don't really, I guess, I don't know. I think we talked
And
about
I
this
paid
Walmart
dearly
Plus
for that privilege.
for the Walmart Plus.
We would be remiss though if we didn't at least mention there's this family called the Costco guys. And they're
Okay,
what?
I got a Costco story too. I
Okay.
think it'd be funny. So I saw a video the other day where there's a guy who just loves Costco, goes to Costco all the time. So it was like his 40th birthday. And so what his wife did is she secretly told all of his friends that she wanted to have a birthday party with, to go to Costco at a certain time with their families
I saw
and
this.
shop. Have you seen that video?
Yeah.
And so he's walking around the store just running into like friend after friend after friend. And that's a genius plan. And then while
That's a
they
great
go do their
birthday.
shopping, they all go over to the snack bar area and wait for him to have like the surprise birthday party. But it's just hilarious because like after like the sixth or seventh friend he bumps into, he's not getting it that this is a setup. It's just
Yeah.
to him it was just a coincidence. Everybody loves Costco. Come check out
Right.
Costco. So, but you were mentioning you have there's like a Costco group or some social
There's
media
this,
people.
I don't know if you'd call them influencers. They're just kind of like personalities that are called, I don't
Just
even think
people.
they're the Costco guys. I think that's just what people call them because that's how they got famous. But they posted some reels, and you should just look it up. Just watch a video of the Costco guys. Their first one's not that bad, but they get progressively worse as they go
Oh,
on.
isn't this kid like pretty famous now because of this?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's the main family, the guy with the hat, and then the kid that's got the bigger kid. And then I don't even know how the younger kid is a part of it. He just is. He's not like their family, but he's called the Rizzler. Actually, here's the best way for you to understand them. You just need to listen to their song.
We bring the boom. That's what we do. We bring the boom. We bring the boom to you. We bring the boom. We bring the boom to everyone. We bring the boom. Your favorite father and son. Every afternoon on your FYP.
Okay.
I'm cringing so hard right now. It's so bad.
Well, they bring the boom though.
They bring the
That's what they
boom.
do.
But hey, I'm not mad about it. I respect them for getting big with Costco and whatever it is they do. I mean,
Who
if you
knew
and I
that you can?
could get famous by doing cringe crap like that, we would do it. Well, let's not say famous. I don't care about being famous. If it was like our income and
If we made money,
if this
we
would be our
made good
money
money.
maker, we would do it. We would do cringe stuff, right?
Oh yeah,
We dumpster dive.
we've never shied away from the fact that we can be bought.
It can be bought. We had an ad running recently on our page that had some swears in it, and I just marked our episodes as explicit. That's what I did because we're gonna get that
Oh,
ad revenue.
we got paid for it.
But yeah, that's
Well,
Costco,
you haven't
guys.
asked me
You're
yet.
welcome.
You haven't asked me yet. What's the biggest score I've ever had at Costco?
Oh,
I for
everything's
sure thought you were going to.
that's implied in Costco. Everything's a score.
Yeah,
What's
but
the
what's a
biggest
Nate
one you've
score?
had?
What's a Nate score? Well,
And do
a
you
few
have an
years ago.
exploit to share?
Here's kind of not really. My friend, maybe 3 years ago, 3 years ago, said, "Hey, no. Somebody was wearing some Adidas shoes at pickleball, and they were brand new or something like that." He's like, "Dude, $15 at Costco," and I'm like, "No way, I don't have a Costco membership." But my friend does. So I asked her, "Hey, next time you go to Costco, will you pick me up a pair of these shoes? I'll pay you back." She did. I wore them. I'm like, dude, for freaking $15, these are really decent shoes. And in pickleball, you tear through shoes like a pair every 3 months if you're playing a lot. So I said, "Hey, these shoes are awesome. Next time you go back, just buy the rest of them that you can find." She goes back and says, "There isn't any left. They're gone." I'm like, dang it. So I go on Costco's website, and they had a deal like if you bought some, you got free shipping after a certain point. You got an extra like 20, and they were, yeah. And anyways, they were $20 on Costco.com, but after all the discounts you apply for buying so much, because you had to buy like over $200 worth of stuff, then you got a discount. They ended up being $15 a pair, but I had to buy like 10 pairs of shoes. And I'm like, I'm doing it. Who flipping cares? Because I will use every one pair that I get. I'll
When
use them
was
all.
this?
This was like 2, 3 years ago.
You still have the shoes?
I am on my last pair.
Oh,
I got one last pair left, and I don't know, like, because I played the last 2+ years, maybe 3 years now. I think it's closer to 3. I played with these certain pair of shoes. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I do have a few extra pairs I found on clearance throughout the years, like I normally would, but it's just going to be weird playing a different type of sneaker. But that was my biggest score I ever got from Costco outside of the hot dog combo.
I feel like if you did have a Costco closer and you had a membership, I think you'd find some pretty good stuff, some pretty good deals.
Well, here's the deal. I live just off of Bangor Highway, and they're almost completely rid of all the stoplights.
That's
So
true.
for me to get to the South Jordan Costco is not that big of a deal. It's not that far away. But like I said, I do pass Sam's Club on the way.
You would need it pretty dang close. If you had one Bangor freeway exit after Sam's Club, would you go there?
But here's the deal. Like last year, I would be like, no, because I'd have to go through the 98 South stoplight, and it takes forever. That's gone. So it only would take, it'd be pretty quick to get there now. But at the same time,
It's a principle.
like I said, I'm passing Sam's Club. I usually don't go to Costco and or Sam's Club to. I do now. I go to Sam's Club because they have like a flavored water that we like. So we go get that. They do the rotisserie chicken just like Costco does as well. So like I said, it's extra time. Plus, I feel like, and you mentioned you don't have the scan and go. Costco tends to be busier, in my opinion, than Sam's Club at any given time. So,
all right. So here's the question then: same distance, just opposite directions. Which one are you going to? Are you
kind of like, okay, here's the deal. If I'm in the 21st South Costco, there's literally a Sam's Club across the street. Which one do you go to?
Well, obviously, you're going to go to the big boy.
You go there to check it out, to go through the experience. You got to go check it out. Because, like I said, I never realized just how big it was until the last trip I went there.
Right.
It's just big. It's huge. But the other day, it was a few months ago, I was in the neighborhood. I didn't have a Sam's Club and or Costco membership, but I wanted the hot dog combo. I went to Sam's Club. And the reason why is I like the Sam's Club snack bar because they have a buttery pretzel, like the ones you get like at a
Baseball game.
sporting event that is usually $5, $6, $7, and it's only $1. And it's so good. So I usually tend to lean towards Sam's Club because I like their snack bar better than like Costco. But, well, no, hold on. We're getting a lot more time out of this episode than I thought we would talking about a Costco, but
Isn't that what
that's
we
the way it
do?
always goes, right? That's what we do. I do like Costco in the last few years. They have a kiosk that you can go order your snack bar stuff, right? So you don't have to wait in a long line. You order it, it prints out the receipt, and they call your number.
Right.
So that was the downside to going to Sam's Club is that you had to wait in line. But they just a few months ago, you can order your food in the app and pay for it, just like the scan and go, and then they'll just call your number. So you don't have to wait in Sam's Club line anymore. So that problem's been fixed, where Costco kind of had the upper hand for a minute. And the cool thing is you don't have to wait for a kiosk. You just use your app. You can go sit down, use your app, boom, food's right there.
So here's what we should do. We're obviously Sam's Club guys.
Isn't that weird? I never thought I would say that.
We become Sam's Club guys. They're the Costco guys. You'd be my dad, I'll be your son, and we will be Sam's Club guys. We'll make millions.
It's hard because, I mean, I've been going to Costco since I was a kid. Back then, they didn't even have like the barcodes they would scan. They would have to punch in. So each item would have an item number on it, and they'd have to punch it in the register. So the person,
I remember that.
Basically the bag. You remember that? So me and my little brother did it all the time. We thought it was funny. We didn't have a lot of entertainment back then in the 80s, early 90s.
Sometimes you'd have a drive-by shooting, but outside of that, there wasn't much.
This is when we were kids. I remember kids. before we could drive. So you go to Costco, and they used to have these big carts that you pushed around, like not a grocery cart, like it was like the flatbed looking carts that you have like at Home Depot now, right?
Right.
So that was the one. So we loved that because we could all like sit on it, and parents could push us around or somebody push us around. But you put all your items on the cart, and then they would have like a bagger or somebody who would grab the item, read off the item number to the cashier, and then they repeat it back as they're punching it into the register. So when we got home, we would reenact that for them. We were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and then we throw him, the stuff to take inside the house. But I do remember.
Oh, I thought
one
you
more
were going to
story
say
about
that
Costco.
when they would read it, you would start yelling out numbers to mess them up.
We probably should have. That's that. We were too young to think of stuff like that, But I feel like they started getting the scanners later on in the 90s. They didn't do that much. And that Costco's gone now because that was off of like the freeway in 70 South or 72nd South.
Uh-huh.
And it's not there anymore. But I remember going to that Costco for my mom. So I was driving, and my mom gave me her credit card, and I had to go to the store to get butter and spinach for like some sort of either baby shower or something like that. So when I went to Costco, I think she used to, and maybe, I don't know how old was it. Anyways, long story short, I'm through the line. They wanted to call the cops on me because I was using a stolen credit card. And I'm like, okay,
All right, Kevin.
here's my driver's license. I have the same last name as Mary. And if I'm stealing her credit card, why the crap am I buying spinach and butter? Like, I'm running an errand for her. I think it was kind of before cell phones, so I couldn't call my mom to be like, hey, would you say it's okay? And I'm like, plus, isn't she the one that would have to press charges against me? Not you guys. Anyways, it was a fun experience. I'm just like, dude, if I'm using a stolen credit card,
I'm gonna go buy something fun.
I'm gonna buy something fun, not spinach and cubes of butter. And then I think the manager finally, because the lady was like freaking out, and the manager came out and looked at it and goes, yeah, he's good. Let him go. I'm like, thank you. But I almost got detained. I went to prison for my mom's errands.
The cause.
Thanks, Costco. So I'm a little bitter now. I still haven't gotten over it.
So it's making sense why you prefer Sam's Club even more because of that traumatizing experience.
Right.
Well, Nate, I'm going to do some market research, figure out how much money we could make if we became the Sam's Club guys, and if we would be sued by the Costco guys for infringement upon their whatever it is they're doing.
How, like, what? I mean, because really they copied somebody else's idea. Like, of course we're going to, isn't that like the whole video trying to like, all, like, I'm a husband, of course I do this. Or I'm a Broncos fan, of course I say this.
Yeah.
Or I'm a BYU fan,
mean,
of course I'm disappointed on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah, they copied the idea. That's true. So, but anyway, maybe someday they'll build the largest Sam's Club here. You never know. And then we can go full all in on Sam's Club, even more.
Well, there's your opportunity, Sam's Club. We're losing our title for the largest Costco. They could swoop in and have the largest Sam's Club.
Yeah. It's time to act before it's too late.
Have you heard? I could Google it right now, but I've heard rumors that Costco has like this idea to build apartments above their Costco's, like a multi-use, to help with the housing crisis.
Oh yeah.
But how crazy? Well, speaking like you're saying, if you're close to Costco, would you go? If you lived above a Costco, would you go more often? Does your rent payment include a membership to Costco?
Ooh, good question. I don't know.
Oh, well, looky here. Costco is building apartments above a store in South LA.
Are they still?
Maybe. I don't know. This was back in September that they announced it. Oh, wait. Here's an updated one from January 6th, just a week or so ago. The Costco apartment complex will cost $425 million to construct, and the work is expected to conclude in 2027. So yeah, California is just taking their people back. Largest Costco, and you can live above a Costco. Because I always thought it would be fun, Brandon, to. There's a few sitcoms. Seinfeld probably the most infamous one, and maybe even Friends, where you have like a restaurant right below the apartments you live in that you just go eat at every day. I always thought that would be fun
I did
to have a
too.
little diner or something. And I guess if you lived above a Costco, you would have that opportunity. You just have to
Dude,
go to a snack bar every day.
you would eat well, and you
You
would
would hate
save.
you would hate hot dogs.
Oh yeah. Well, then you can mix it
You
up.
would hate hot dogs. You would hate pizza. But if you were just hungry, you just go downstairs and get all the samples. And do you ever go to Costco and or Sam's Club? And even though your wife doesn't want the sample, you're like, get one anyways.
Yes, I
Because you
do.
want it.
I do do
But
that.
even though they say that you can have unlimited samples.
Yeah, but you don't want to look
Somebody
like that
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, it's like the unspoken rule, right? You look like a weirdo.
Fun fact. Well, let's guess. Where is the world's largest Sam's Club?
It's probably in Mexico City.
You're wrong. 2 more guesses.
Is it in the United States?
It's not.
Okay. It's in. You ready for this? Wagakaya.
Close enough. Shanghai. It's in Shanghai.
Shanghai.
So if we become the Sam's Club guys, we're gonna have to make a trip to Shanghai. So make sure your passport's current, Nate. Here's a fun fact. So since I watched that video you sent me of the lady touring the largest Costco, one of the top comments said, "This is someone from outside the U.S. Obviously. I could go to the U.S. to see the Grand Canyon, Mount Rushmore, Empire State Building. Do I want to do that? Nah. I want to go to the U.S. to see that Costco."
There you go.
And I think this person belongs in the U.S. They get it. They should live
Yeah.
here amongst us.
My dad. Sorry, one more story about Costco. My dad went to like Mexico, like to visit a friend. Anyways, and his luggage got stolen at the airport. And my dad's 6'3", 6'4", and the only place he could go shopping that he could find clothes that would fit was at the Mexico Costco. And it was different material. So when he got home, he's like, "Oh, here, you can have these clothes." So interesting. The Costco's all over the world. Apparently, so is Sam's Club.
The Sam's Club. Either way, we're happy to have them.
And I believe those girls, it was a girls' trip, right? And they went out of their way to come to Utah to go to the world's largest Costco.
Yeah.
So there's some fanatics out there. That's for sure.
Yes. I wonder how long until this group I shared with you, the Costco guys, until they make it out to the biggest Costco. If they're going to come before it makes it to Fresno.
Good point.
I'm going to reach out and ask them. Invite them on the podcast.
Boom.
Thanks for listening to This Is a Place podcast.
And this was a large place we just talked about.
We bring a boom!